Alright, I'm going to show you how to record your own track and save grouse location waypoints in your OnX. So just go to the OnX app. If you hit this little button on the bottom right, it'll center you on that map. I'm on USU campus, thus all the buildings, but this is just going to be a little exercise. So to start the track, on the very bottom right, it says go and track. So you'll hit that, and then it'll say record track. So go ahead and hit that, and you can see the timer's moving. I'm not moving, I'm just in my office, but that is recording my tracks. If I were to move around, you would see the lines laying down. I think it's usually like a light blue color. Anyways, pretend I went out and did a transect, that kind of thing. Then to end the track, you'll just hit the pause button, and then the end. Now this is going to seem like you're losing it, but just trust me. Hit the end. Now the track comes up, and you can change the name. So I'm going to keep the date and the time and just put in the pattern like I showed in the instructions. So I'm going to give it the track name, which is T01. It could be R03, it could be T40, whatever it is. And then I'm going to do my initials, so I know that it's my track, and I know that it was run on that day, saved at that time. And now I'm just going to hit the save, and that shows up in my content. We can go look at that. Down here, the tracks, and you can see at the very top there, TO1DD 72226 at 733. So that's how you save that track. You can share that with me by exporting that and into a GPX file and emailing it to me, or you can hit the share and text it to me. I'm not sure why the share with a link isn't on. We'd have to deal with that if you wanted to text it to me, or if I'm right there, we can do the nearby option. But anyways, then we could share that. So that's how you track yourself and do that. Now, to take a grouse location or the center of where a bunch of grouse flushed, you'll go into the tools menu. So that's in the very middle at the bottom. And presumably, according to the protocol, you're standing in the middle of where those grouse. So you would just hit mark my location. It automatically names the waypoint. You just hit edit. And then I would come in here, and I'm on, again, theoretically, T01. And I'm just going to put some information about the birds. I'm going to pretend I got a brood hen with 4 chicks. So I'm going to go brood hen 1, chicks 4, and I've got the time and the date, so that correlates with my track. And we can go ahead, if you wanted to change the icon. I don't know, I use a lot of different things. The most generic one for me is the upland, and I'm going to give it a green color just to separate it from the other waypoints that are out there. You can tell me more about what's going on in the notes. You know, the chicks were quail size. That would indicate a late hatch, right? If you got photos of that, you could add it there. You might, I would suggest keeping a Parker Mountain 2026 folder in your folders, and you can add this waypoint to that. You can do it here, or you can do it later going back into my content. Just hit save, and there we go. I've got a transect, a waypoint with a bird group. I've got numbers there. I've got some information in the notes. And again, you can share this. This one apparently has that ready to go. Share with a link or share nearby, we can do that. And this works really well, if you've gathered them into a folder, you can share the whole folder with me all at once. So all of your Parker data could be in there if you're using this. So this is the way to do that with using your OnX app for this transect and taking data with us down here on the Parker. We cannot do, obviously, dog tracks with this, so that's where you would be keeping the dog tracks either on your own Garmin unit, and we'll talk about how to transfer that data when we get done. Or if you don't have, and you borrowed from me, if you're using one of the Alpha 100, 200, 300s, we can do it the same way I would with somebody else. If you're using one of my Alpha 10s or Pro 550s, then you're going to interact with the Garmin Explorer app and sharing with that information's in other videos. So there you go. That's how you do it, and I look forward to having you guys.